So, what is the Sony EarthStation? I've coined this as a term, and it's an intriguing perspective. We sit down, don't we, on, well, not me, but as a collective society, and we sit down, we play our Xbox, our PlayStation, and we sit there and we understand that it's a game. We turn on the TV, we get our controller, we put on whatever game it is, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Gran Turismo, FIFA, and we are a character or a team. Let's stick with those games that are character bearing because it makes more sense. You're on GTA, you start off as a character, and your job is to progress as that character, to go into different areas of the map, to complete challenges, to upskill your player. Well, Earth is very much like that. It's a vast, immersive platform. Each of us a player that navigates challenges. We form alliances, and we are all, well, 99.9 of us probably are striving for some form of success. So, how can this gaming metaphor help us to reshape our understanding of life and guide us? So, first things first is that we are selected a character. We play the hand we're dealt. Like in video games, we are assigned characters. We didn't choose our attributes as we were born. We didn't choose our parents. We didn't choose many things. We were born into specific circumstances. Our inherent talents, our family background, our race, our physical traits over which we had no control. This sort of randomness mirrors character selection in games, isn't it? But it's not the hand that you're dealt, it's how you play it that's important. We can develop strategies, acquire new skills for our character, and make choices that transcend our initial circumstances. And we need to make those choices that are going to elevate our character long term, turning limitations into strengths. So we're born into this world and we go through various stages. We go through, we obviously age over time, but we start off at the tutorial phase rather. Our parents, guardians, teachers, society introduce us to the basic mechanics and societal norms. We learn about topics in school, what's happened in the past in the game, the history of the game, maths, how that can help understand the game, your language. So, you'll obviously know by the time you go to school some of your own language, but you'll learn how to translate that language into other languages, or maybe write down that language and create something concrete. Because obviously, saying something is fleeting, it never gets recorded, but we can record what we say or think on paper. We learn how to mold physical things, whether it's in woodwork or maybe it's technologically where we are on a laptop. We are imparted wisdom. We learn how to get on with other kids. We learn that people come from different backgrounds. There are different physiques, different hair colours, different eye colours, different styles of dress. We then have to navigate this world. We have autonomy, don't we, to make impactful decisions. We can form alliances, build relationships, have fun on the game. We can be serious on the game. We can collaborate to build success. We can explore new territories, different environments, different cities, different countries. We can introduce new players if we want through kids. We can kill players Not that I advocate that, but you can physically, and there has been people in the past that's killed players. Your choices contribute to a dynamic and personalized gaming experience. And multiple people playing the same game has impact on each other. In some like snooker, for example, both people are playing the same game, but they can impact each other where they leave certain balls. Whereas something like golf, you're playing your own game, aren't you? Wherever you leave your ball, it has no impact on the next person's ball. And yet, we can go into this more philosophically, but on a general basis, you're not affecting the other person's game like you would be in snooker, as an example. Now, we start to earn and manage resources, don't we, as we go through the game. We are given things when we're young. We don't know how to cook properly. We don't know how to look after ourselves. We are incompetent. But we start accumulating this in-game currency. A currency, by the way, that we don't get back is time. That currency is, if you imagine on your screen a ticking time bomb, that is the currency that you can never get more of. Over time, though, your in-game currency may fluctuate. You may experience gains or losses. You may experience unforeseen challenges, like a virus in a game, but in reality, that's an illness or disease. And we must strategize to maintain balance. These setbacks can cause issues, but it character builds in some ways. There are some things we can change, but there's also some immutable game mechanics. Certain things in nature you can't change, certain rules you can't change, the laws of nature. We have to innovate within these constraints, and we can discover new things about the game. We want to level up as players. Characters level up by gaining experience and mastering skills. As you know, as you've all probably played the game at some point, you try a level, you fail, you try a level, you fail, you try a level, you fail. You can't get past this one bit. And you then realise and start thinking outside the box. And then your player levels up. That's how life is. So we can enhance our abilities through learning and practice too. We can develop new talents, pursue education, refine our interpersonal skills. This continuous growth then allows us to tackle more complex challenges and access rather, new opportunities. So what's the end game? The game has an end, and so does life. As we acknowledge the fact that life is finite, that can add urgency to our game pursuits. We understand at the top corner of our game there is a clock that's counting down. It encourages us to seek new experiences, acquire diverse skills, understand that we don't have all the time in the world to get things right. We feel time pressure. At certain ages there are different time pressures. You're pressured to pass these exams, pressure to get your own house or to move out, pressure to get your body in shape, pressure to know how to socialize, pressure to maybe have kids if that's what you want, pressure to do many things, get your finances in good order. And this ensures your journey is impactful and memorable. And actually, some people don't die. We talked about the second death before, but you can leave a legacy on the game. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in a second. But so, what about this thought experiment, the sandbox mode? I don't know if you've ever worked somewhere where they've got a sandbox version of an app. But you can play around on this sandbox version. There's no predefined path. You're free to explore, create, interact with everything, and it's not going to order any produce. It's not going to invest any money. It's literally just a demo mode. Think of life in that way sometimes to give you a perspective of actually life as a canvas that we can paint all over. Express yourself personally and pursue the intrinsic goals that mean something to you. Would thinking about life like this change your daily life and long-term aspirations, possibly? What about this? The save point. On video games, you can have the save point. You get past a certain place and it saves you there. You can't fall beyond that. Your age is very much like that. You can't go back in time, and maybe you can structure your life in a way that finances can't go backwards either. And you return to a specific state after failure. So you might have a saved point in respect of your career. You might decide to move away from that career and start something new, but you know that you've also got a save point there that you can go back to a similar role in the future. These milestones can be good for us. When we periodically assess our progress and adjust our strategies in the game, we create opportunities for growth and resilience, preparing ourselves to handle future challenges more effectively. The other great part of the game is if you think about where you are today in the game, it's not the same game that existed thousands of years ago. Those past players have influenced how the game is played today. The collaboration of those players improved or made worse the game's experience for future participants. What about advancement in mobile phone technology, calculators, the aeroplane? These advancements have streamlined resource management and contributed to our ability to level up faster than maybe we had before. We can learn things online very, very quickly. We've got AI now. We've got a lot of things, like cars. We can move around a lot faster than we could with the horse and carriage. Can you be the person that helps the future players level up faster? That is where you make bank. Microsoft, he's made it great for future players, hasn't he? With Excel and Word, we're still using that to this day, and that's an old program now. In fairness, Amazon has made it easier for us, every player to order new stuff. But think about it: you're pressing a button online, and the next day you've got something physical at your door delivered. Boom! You've not stepped out of the house, nothing. He has created an ecosystem within the game that helps you to get what you want from the game easier. And you have to, in the game, do something for someone else in order to get paid to buy that thing. This is the game. Now, what we want to do is remain active in the game. We don't want to be an NPC, a non-player character. The person who on the game is just there sitting on the bench. They don't have any active part in the game, but they are still part of the game. That's an NPC. Never become one of those. Stay curious, take initiative, take risks, be bold, reflect, understand that you need to make moves, action, reaction, cause and effect, in the words of the Matrix. So, by actually engaging in this game and your journey within this game, if you think about the fabric of a game like San Andreas or Vice City or whatever of COD compared to the fabric of this world, if you sat down and looked at it as a game, how can you win the game? How can you get a specific outcome from the game? So, embracing this Sony EarthStation, this metaphor, can maybe empower you to navigate life's complexities with intentionality, resilience, commitment, and understand that actually you're just a stupid character. You need to develop this character. if you view life through this lens of a game, maybe we can challenge things with a sense of playfulness and curiosity. And actually, that can sometimes help you get things done more because actually you're not being as serious about your decisions, which can cause procrastination and paralysis by analysis. Ultimately, we want a fulfilling and dynamic existence within the game. We want to be one of the big bosses, not one of the NPCs. So start thinking about yourself or your life in this way. Get off the Sony PlayStation and actually get onto the Sony EarthStation.